think the environment has to be changed.
What we're saying is have a heart.
We've got to be able to regenerate our
There'll
economy.
be people who are kind, people who are cruel, but that's life. You can be bigoted about pigeons. I'm fine with that.
If it's important from a conservation viewpoint in preserving the species that are unique and that are depleting in Singapore, from the perspective of heritage, because if let's say we argue, and it may not be exactly correct, we argue that these species can be found elsewhere, I don't think that's a fair argument, because I think each country must be responsible for their own ecosystem and the preservation of its ecosystem. But let's say that it is not crucial, apart from the 4 endangered species, what sort of heritage value does it have? And do Singaporeans really share that importance, or are they indifferent?
Okay, let me say something about these numbers. At SOS Bukit Brown, what we were trying to do is gather as many names as we could for the petition. And I was the one in the beginning checking the emails. So people were sending their names, sending their letters, sending their photos. It was very encouraging. So unfortunately, we never got the kind of numbers that we wanted. Not enough to make a big change.
What sort of numbers are we talking about?
We need big numbers.
Like?
I think the petition,
In the
over
thousands?
3 months, we managed to get about 5,000.
And that's not significant enough?
No.
Okay, what were you hoping for?
A lot more.
10,000, 20,000?
I think at least 50.
50?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Dr. Ho can give some numbers for Sungai Buloh and...
No, we did conduct a petition for Senoko. We got 25,000, but Senoko is a different kind of area. Bukit Brown is all graves.
But in importance, if we were to just compare Bukit Timah, Senoko and Bukit Brown, Bukit Timah is 5-star. What was Senoko?
No, Senoko is gone already.
Okay.
So even 25,000 signature cannot save Senoko.
Okay.
You know, we were talking
But
about
you mustn't compare Bukit Brown to our nature reserve, all right? The thing is, in fact, for the whole of Singapore, we have about 29% of wild greenery that are still left.
Okay.
Overall, we have about 56 or 57% of greenery in Singapore. 27% is managed greenery, like football field, golf courses.
Okay.
But 29% is natural wild greenery.
Okay.
So it's important for us to preserve as much of these big pieces of this wild greenery as possible, because you cannot hope to sort of say that, well, the nature reserve is enough, because it's only about 2,000 plus hectares of forest. It's limited, and build all around it. Once you do that, the nature reserve becomes like an island fortress, surrounded by inhospitable landscape of concrete. And that is bad for the biodiversity within the forest itself. There will be degradation.
Okay. Dr. Ho, can I just, you seem to be very adamant that we cannot compromise on Bukit Brown, but can I quote the Nature Society president, Mr. Sean Lam, who said that although it would have been best if no road was built, the proposed bridge that the government wants to build would benefit birds and small reptiles and was a better option than a surface road. This seems conciliatory.
No, of course, it's better to have a bridge, you see.
Yes.
Certain wildlife will benefit, but certain other wildlife will also be badly affected.
Okay.
Because once you build a bridge, 8-lane, what is underneath will become bare. The vegetation will die. With certain kind of wildlife can move through bare ground, certain kind can't. And certain kind will be able to fly over, but certain type will not, because it's too wide. You know, like flying lemur, I think will have problem going through the 8-lane, although it may not have a problem going through the 7-lane, and to propagate within Bukit Brown area as well. See, so they are, you know, pro and cons.
You cannot build a bridge that would serve these animals to cross over.
The purpose of building a bridge is to have a corridor on the ground, you see,
to leave it
so
untouched,
that they can move underneath. But certain kind of wildlife can use it, but certain kind of wildlife won't.
Okay.
Because the whole stretch will be quite bare, will be very dark, and certain animals won't want to cross. So
How
some will
much
benefit,
joy?
some wouldn't.
How much joy are you getting from your efforts to protect, to conserve Bukit Brown? Have there been sympathy? Has there been positive response?
Actually, a lot of people we speak to, even government, sort of feel that yes, it's very important, and they're quite sympathetic, but at the same time they feel that the development needs are,
More important?
more important, sort of almost irresistible. But I think this is the big question that one has to review.
Okay.
That is it true that this space is needed? If it is true, then there's nothing for us to say.
And have you been convinced of this? Because the government said that it considered alternative routes for the new road, but there were none. Is this an argument that you accept?
Building another road, okay? There are already several ways to get to town, but building another road just wasn't pressing enough.
The other plan is also for Bukit Brown to house 15,000 homes and
Right.
provide homes for 50,000 people.
Right.
Yeah, so in fact the road is not the only
So
issue.
is it
Not
the
the
road
only
or the
issue,
house? But
because
there's
that's in 40 years' time.
Right.
Yeah, they've pushed that further and further, so we're kind of not sure to what extent that is the issue at the moment.
Okay.
So if it's going to be houses, then even building an overhead bridge is not going to help in the long run, right? Ultimately, all the cemeteries are going to be cleared.
No, the thing is, if the goal is to sort of ease congestion at Lordy Road, is it necessary to build an 8-lane expressway? Why not a 2-lane or even a 1-lane through Bukit Brown?
You think that would be less damaging?
Of course.
Yeah, then
Less damaging than the 8-lane expressway. You can use Bukit Brown, cut through Bukit Brown, but why 8-lane through Bukit Brown? So just build a 1 or 2 lane across Bukit Brown. Yes, it will be less grave will be affected, and still build a bridge, less wildlife will be.
Have these proposals been submitted to the authorities?
I think we have raised it in different platforms in the newspapers. I think I was one of the first to do it when the news was announced about the expressway. The reason that Land Transport Authority gave was that they want to ease the congestion at the filter lane coming out from the expressway to Lorry Road. But they have not talked about other options like putting up a ERP gantry. You can just charge $1.50. It makes a big difference.
To discourage people
To
from
discourage
using that
people,
road.
and there are other avenues of exit from Ingneo Avenue as well as Jalan Topayo, much underutilized compared to Lorry Road. And also, you have one big contention of the traffic light at Island Country Club at Sime Road
Yes.
that chokes the traffic for a while before turning color again. So that is actually the other cause as well. As for the housing, you have the grounds of the police academy, the parade square, the fields. That can put part of the housing itself.
I mean, the housing project, as we know, going to come about 30, 40 years down the
Yeah.
road. So why not let the future generation decide whether they're going to have housing there or to leave it as a cultural, natural heritage site? It's a long way.
Yeah.
So if you really have a condition, build that 2-lane or 1-lane through Bukit Brown first and see what happens. Or like you say, have gantry or even a reversal system along Lornie
Yeah.
Road. Like what they did for Jurong Pier Road.
Okay.
And they're going to do it for KJE as well.
Because what happened is that one side of the road is empty in any part of the day. In the morning, the roads going towards the city is packed. The other way going to Topayo is empty. So you have this imbalance there.
Okay.
I mean, to add further, the recent announcement about, opening up Paya Lebar. Well, they can take your 50,000.
They plan about 10 years ahead, right? The 10-year plans.
I'm
It
not sure.
doesn't seem so, because if not, you wouldn't have the kind of congestion issues you face today. But what I'm talking about homes too, 15,000 is not just about concrete and steel, but the kind of space that people, a breathing space, MacRitchie Reservoir, as it stands, it's already very crowded now. I think if you take away Bukit Brown, there's less green space around. You may even have more flooding. That is the Lonnie Road is one of the few places that doesn't flood.
When you talk about the nature aspect of Bukit Brown, it's not just the birds and the animals. It's actually the vegetation itself.
Yeah.
And indeed, it is a large piece of land. And it's contiguous to the catchment area. And I think that is a very significant thing. I mean, let's say you remove the 200 hectares and you recreate 200 hectares in 20 different parts of Singapore. You still have the same 200 hectares saved, but the effect is completely different. 20 times, you know, a smaller piece of green patch is not going to equal the 200 hectares put together as one critical mass. And that critical mass would clearly affect the microclimate, if not the whole climate of Singapore. I mean, actually I live close to Bukit Brown, and it can be raining there, and just 1 mile away it's not raining. You know, because of the vegetation,
because of the
microclimates. Yeah. The other thing is that it would seem that Bukit Brown acts as quite a sponge. What you know you're referring to, that this doesn't flood there. The fact that we from our more amateurish sort of perspective, but we need hydrologists to confirm this. There's a valley that
drainage,
flows, that drains towards Orchard Road.
Subterranean.
No, not subterranean. The contours of the land. You take it away, chances of Orchard Road will flood, because right now it's a sponge holding back the water to Orchard Road.
Okay.
You know, see the other thing is, but I'm interested not just in the road. The road, of course, is very immediate, and we are not clear whether or not that can be reviewed. I think that it takes bold leadership to say, let's review it. Because right now,
But actually the government has been accommodating in the sense that there was adjustment to the number of homes, and then they built the bridge and all that. So there has been ongoing discussion and accommodation.